Baby! I don't know why he's tripping. He's outside on the deck. Anyway, hi, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. Okay, so it is very fall. It's like very cold here in the morning. Anyway, I'm freezing, and also, it gets really hot at night. So, okay. There are a few things I want to focus on this fall since I'm not teaching. And the Artmobile is pretty much doing its own thing. I want to learn how to cook, and I want to learn how to sew, and I want to be doing more, I want to make more medicines, like tinctures and stuff. So those are my big three. So I just got my little food binder that I've had for a while. My mom used to pull out random recipes that she thought I might like, and so out of like magazines or print them. And so this is pretty much everything my mom gave me. I don't know if I've ever done any of these. But last night I was able to, I use Pinterest a lot for my stuff, but I usually don't cook. I finally got into a place in my kitchen where I am doing my dishes. I don't know why he's doing that. He's verbally stimming. He's fine. He might be frustrated, but either way, he needs to figure it out for himself. A lot of that stuff is attention seeking sometimes. Anyway, so I have the whole Pinterest board of food. I am a vegetarian and we are autistic. Niall is not a vegetarian, but he, a lot of autistic people don't like it when their food touches. So like I'm thinking of like school cafeteria trays, like each tray has a compartment. We have a few of those plates, but a lot of the times I just give him things in like separate containers. Food is very different for autistic folks, but I want to learn how to cook for me, and I made this sun-dried tomato sauce last night. So I tried it earlier this week. I tried mixing sun-dried tomato pesto with Alfredo sauce, and it wasn't the vibe. And I was like reflecting on it after I ate. I was like, I think I need some heavy whipping cream. So sure enough, I found this recipe right here on Pinterest yesterday. Oh, I might Bluetooth in. And I didn't add the spinach because I don't really like spinach. I don't like the way it tastes in other stuff. I like it raw. And I made it happen last night, and it tasted like, so the place in town, there's an Italian restaurant in town, and it's very expensive. I think this dish alone is like $18. And if I DoorDash it, it's about $50 with, like, I usually get Niall like a pizza or something alongside. So I can't afford $50 for DoorDash, so I'm like, I have to figure out how to make this. And I did it. I did it last night, and it was so good, and I have leftovers. So anyway, what I'm gonna work on today is taking, I really want like an OG, the way our grandmothers had recipes. So I'm gonna work on putting recipes on my note cards and creating a little thing, and then I also have these. There's a lot of conversation right now about how EBT and other stuff is going to be affecting not only people's food, but also the way that society is. There's going to be a lot of violence coming up. If you haven't heard, EBT with the government shutdown may not be, well, is probably not going to be available for November, at least. But I think that this government is seeking, a lot of people are speculating about how they want to create like a purge-like environment so that they can justify martial law. First of all, I don't think these motherfuckers need anything to justify anything. They're already moving as such. But they do like to see people, I think they're trying to weed out the weak, and poor folks they see as weak. They think that, you know, if people are starving, then they'll be grateful to be incarcerated where they have a meal. Things like that. That's literally the mentality of these evil motherfuckers. So anyway, I am working on just, I want to be able to cook more. I have a Instapot I've never used. I have a crock pot. I have all the things, but I just haven't been at a point now. And so last night while I was cooking, what was working for me was like how they do it on cooking shows, where they like get everything ready first, Because my mother never taught me. I'm the same way as my mother. If I'm in the kitchen, I don't really want you in the kitchen unless we're like doing something together. My kitchen is also about like this big, and I'm a big girl, so there's not enough room for 2 people in there anyway. But I got everything measured out and ready pre-starting, and that was really helpful for me. Whereas in the past, I've not done that way. So I'm trying to get myself to cook more, at least for me. I mean, he eats, but for autistic kids, it's more like making food rather than cooking, because they just are very scared too. It's called aphrid. It's like a fear of trying new food. It can cause like panic. He's getting better, but some things he's just like absolutely fucking at, you know. But yeah, so I highly recommend this recipe. I can read it off to you if you'd like, or I can just put it in the description box if you are wanting something fucking delicious. I don't know why, but I love this food, and even just sitting here talking about it, I eat it over tortellini. At the restaurant they have like the tricolored tortellini. I just eat it over regular tortellini. The recipe I got, he used ravioli. You can use it with regular pasta, or you can use it as like a bread dip. I used to work at an Italian restaurant in Wisconsin, and there was this spicy garlic. Oh my god, it was so good. It was a spicy garlic sauce that they made, and I would get it mixed in with like some Alfredo. Oh my god. So I might look for something like that too. But I'm a big fan of the Italian cuisine. My family used to call me a pastaholic, which was whatever. A lot of kids with autism, myself included, beige foods are safe foods. So pastas, breads, potatoes, things like that. But I am going to look through this. I feel good about, I want to just keep it in, I want it to be off of digital because like I said, it's on Pinterest. So if and when the inevitable internet is shut down, I want to have things written out. So that's my main motivating factor. I really want to make a curry. I think I have everything to make it. I'm still in the Italian thing right now, so I probably won't make it right away. Chickpea veggie nuggets. What? I should make those. How to grow rice. You know, it took me until I was in my 20s to know that rice did not come from the packets, that it had a process. I am okay admitting that. Jalapeno salt. Interesting. These are things I've already saved. Cilantro, avocado, hummus. The hummus market has shifted, and I think Israel has a lot to do with that, honestly. I used to be able to get a lot of different kinds of hummus, at both grocery stores, Walmart or Safeway, and now there is very limited. And I truly believe that Israel is trying to take that over, which hummus is not. Hummus is Mediterranean and Palestinian cuisine. Israel is colonizing that, just so you know. So anyway, make your own hummus if you can. That's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I think I had to throw my food processor away. I think the engine broke. I should probably get a new one. But yeah, I don't know. I want to switch out the dog beds that I have for another beanbag so I can make room right here for a little sewing table. I have a sewing machine, but I think I really want to be able to make my own clothes. Or at least be able to repair the ones that I have. And I know how to sew, but the thing that I struggle with is the threading of the just working with the machine, putting the thread through the machine. That's where I struggle. So once I can get that over that, I should be good to go with as far as, look at this focaccia bread. It's so pretty. Focaccia. Look at that. It's like a whole little scene. I really want to be making breads. I missed that bandwagon back in 2020 because I was balls deep in leaving my marriage and raising a tiny human. So I don't know. I might try to see. There was a woman in town that was teaching bread lessons, so I'm sure she has sourdough starters if I am ready to get serious. I also need to get some jars. I have a dehydrator. But I think right now it's important for us to think about the ways. I mean, as autistic people, my son is not going to eat dehydrated food. He's going to have to stick to his basics. And so stocking up on a few things without making it impossible for everyone else is important. But come November, we're going to see a rise in violence. We're going to see a rise in theft. If you see people stealing food or liberating food to feed their families, mind your business. Please mind your business, which it's going to be a lot of conflict coming up. And I think if you've been watching what's happening in Palestine, you understand they want us to be suffering. And I think that what Americans are starting to wake up to is that America is occupied by Israel. And Trump, the Mossad, there's a lot of depth here happening. So anyway, focus on what you can. This makes me feel safe and happy. It's just something I can do to be in motion, to feel like I'm preparing for the inevitable. And then stocking up on the shelf food that I can after looking at this. Like, what makes sense for you and your family. If you need to get a dehydrator or a vacuum sealer, I've gotten those. I have them. I've had them for years because I've seen this trajectory for a while. I don't use them, but I'm happy to have them at this time. They weren't, I think together at the time I bought them, it was under $80. I think the vacuum sealer was maybe around $25-$30, and the dehydrator was around $50 or so. Which is a lot of money right now in this economy, and I'm sure those prices have shifted. So do what you can, but I would say prepare. Again, we don't want to see COVID level psychosis as far as like the toilet paper situation, but I feel like that's what this administration is trying to replicate at this time around food. So there's a lot of women and poor folks, old poor folks online who are sharing how to make money stretch, ways that you can make meals. I just bought some new Tupperware, knowing that this was coming as well. So thinking about food storage a little bit differently. We got a smaller fridge than the one we had too, so I had to get different containers, like longer, skinnier ones that can fit better. But yeah. I think, especially with the United States going into winter, another thing I want to do is get a thick garden plastic, like greenhouse plastic, meant for that. I do have arched trellises over my garden beds, but I'm not a successful gardener. But I want to be able to grow. I have grow lamps, so things like that. Again, I've been investing for years into an off-grid mentality and being. I think the more we can rely on our own selves or our community, but not even, get things together for yourself, because with these conditions it is going to bring purge-like environments. So I think the thing about this community I'm in is there are a lot of churches, and there is a food bank. I don't know about the churches. I try to stay away from the churches. I was looking into starting a Food Not Bombs, but it does require a lot that I just don't have the capacity for, and you're not supposed to do it alone. And I don't have the community network at this point for other people to get involved. The conversation I have had around folks in this community are, it's a very myself mentality, which is very common in the United States, thanks to neoliberalism. So yeah, it's just some things aren't going to work out. So prepare the best you can. I know this is short notice, but I would if you are a recipient of EBT, I would hope for the best, but I would prepare for the worst at this point. And try to, it's going to be tragic. It's going to be an absolute shit show in the next few weeks. Maybe for Halloween we could do, like yesterday I was thinking about, like, I don't have a lot of extra money right now either. I've invested a lot into my business this year, but I was thinking about things that I could do. There's like food shelves and things. I was like, maybe I could do, because I do the mutual aid for the high schoolers. I was like, maybe I could add food into that for them, or I could, like, you know, I'm not ready to do that, but it's something I'm thinking about. So take care of yourselves, and also when you feel like you have enough, allow yourself to also share, I guess. But I'm really proud that I made this pasta, and I think I'm gonna go eat it. Well, no, I'm gonna hold off because I already had my second breakfast. But okay, bye.